Welcome to March 28th, 2019 Planning Board meeting. The first item on the agenda is Sean and Denise Hawk's lot line adjustment on General Knox Road. The applicant has requested us to open it and continue it to March 25th.
March or April?
April would be better since March a couple of days ago.
Yeah, April.
Because we have not notified the Piscataqua Land Conservancy and they are the holder of the conservation easement. So if somebody can make such a notice, it would be great.
Make a motion, we continue this till April 25th.
Second.
Right in time. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
No, we have some
We have-
exceptionally good minutes
we
that
ha-
we
we
have
have-
to deal with.
We have minutes and two other things to talk about. I haven't read the minutes, though.
We'll do the two other things, because I don't need the minutes, I can leave.
We need to elect officers,
Why?
because it's a new year.
I make a motion that we keep the offices just as they are.
Second?
Neil always makes that motion.
No, Jack wants to shove it to me because he wants me to be secretary. He doesn't want to take
Oh,
it.
well, no, I thought we had the secretary right there.
Yeah, like last time when Courtney wasn't here.
Well, I mean,
Guess
just
who-
just a fill-in, but I mean, yeah,
I'll second that motion.
You can't, I already did.
Oh,
all in favor.
All in
aye.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? It has come to my attention that Mr. Chip is leaving in 2 months.
Come to everybody's attention.
Right.
He sent it out in writing. He
It is-
put it in the front page of the Union Leader, I mean.
I've also noticed the selectmen haven't even got a job description posted yet for any
No, we're working
replacement.
on it. That's
I know. I'm just trying to say,
Why, you looking for the job?
no, I just want to make sure we have somebody in 60 days.
We will. We're gonna have, if we're
we-
getting it together, and we've contacted MRI, and they'll provide an interim one until we get the rest of it. done.
MRI.
Yeah.
Who's MRI?
Municipal Resources
Okay,
Incorporated.
okay. I was going to suggest you go through Southern New Hampshire Planning, too.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna look it up, but right now, they've got one that
Okay,
can come right in and go to work tomorrow if we needed it, so.
Good.
good.
He could take his vacation.
They can't find a filing cabinet, much less go to work.
Yeah. It's somebody that's.
Jack, it would be nice if this guy came in while Chip is still here.
That's one of the things that we're looking at also. So, yeah, that's already being looked at in the works. So we're way ahead of you. Because I
No,
brought
you're
that
not way
up.
ahead of me, because I was going to say something 2 months ago, and I say quiet.
Well, I brought that up a while ago, too.
Because we'd be SOL without somebody. Not that Chip does that great of a job, but better than nobody.
I knew there was a dig coming there someplace.
That's okay.
There's that bus.
Yep. Come around the bend.
Yep.
Okay. Minutes, which ones do you want?
March 14th.
Okay. You got February 28th, too, you know.
I don't know about those.
Oh, I don't either.
Yep, you're right.
I have extra copies tonight, too.
Do I have extra copies? No. No one told me. I'm a failure in my position. I only have at best 3 more meetings.
We could always throw a couple of special.
Oh, yeah,
ones in
we
there
could
for you.
definitely bring
I'll
in,
be sick.
yeah, okay.
February
I have
28th.
720 sick hours.
It's those
February 28th.
draft minutes.
You want to do the 28th or, oh, you can do it.
I'm doing the 14th.
Okay.
Let's see the other ones I get here.
Can I borrow those? I got February.
What a wonderful job on March 14th.
That's what I said before.
Yes,
Thank
you
you for
did.
confirming it.
You're welcome. I'm okay with them. Well, you did remind me of another point to talk about.
At some point, you need to send me these with draft taken off and final.
Yes, I know.
Amended, yeah, so they're now, if there's any amendments.
You want this?
No, look at,
I wasn't there for February 28th
have
anyway. I was on vacation.
I would like to change something on the Neil's minutes. On March 14th.
Copy of that.
How about if I give you this one after I scribble on it?
Sounds great.
The only, Members indicate the applicant should submit driveway profiles. There was 2 driveways in particular that we're looking at, not all of them.
Yeah. that's
True.
So I don't know if we want to specify that
Which lots? It was
the first one and the last one.
Yeah,
1 and 4?
right.
No, it was one middle.
Because you
Well,
had
it'd
suggested
be-
that 1 and 2 be combined, the driveway.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have to cross that wet area.
Yeah, but I don't think you.
And then he
I
wouldn't
do
have
that
to-
if I was him.
But that was the first one, and then there was a long one. I think it wasn't the last one, it was the second to last one.
Yeah,
That's
lot
3.
3.
It's 3, the
Because
one that's
lot
set way
4
back.
may get dropped.
Right.
If you leave it like this, then when he comes in, we can say which ones we want, depending on his plan.
Yeah, I don't want somebody to interpret it as we want driveway profiles in all of them. That's all.
Driveway profiles on the 2 more difficult lots?
Yes, that's fine, yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, there's motion.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So that was a motion to
Approve minutes.
approve the minutes as amended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
You knew that, didn't you? Everybody else did.
On the 28th,
Yes.
under number 2, site plan review, what was the motion and why were there no's?
Yeah, because,
The chair then moved, it doesn't say what the motion is, and then how does the motion get carried with 3 no votes?
No,
Was
the-
Mulholland?
The
Motion
app-
to accept the application.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
motion
made a
would-
motion to accept the application. It doesn't say that, but.
Oh, wait up,
I
at the-
put
yes,
it
up,
up
it does
at
up at
the
the
top.
top. Right, at
Oh.
the beginning of that paragraph.
so the motion didn't carry, the motion was denied.
Right.
Yeah, so that should say, the motion was defeated with 3 no votes and 1 abstention. The application was not accepted.
I think in the second sentence where it says, Mr. Fillmore seconded, it shouldn't say motion carried. It should say discussion began.
Discussion,
To strike motion carried and the word and, capital D for discussion.
At the bottom of page 1, pending should be stricken and subject to should be inserted.
page 1.
No, yeah, on the bottom. We have different ones.
Oh, you got that text thing going on again.
Yeah.
Top of page 2 for everybody else.
Various comments and questions about the property ensued, ending when the chair moved to approve the application, subject to the following conditions. And where it says the application was seconded by Mr. Kirk, it should be the motion. This is after number 10. The motion was seconded. Can I ask a question, Craig, about
Sure.
monuments to be set?
Yes.
When that's a condition, who checks to see that it's done?
I look on the plan to see if they're set, instead of to be set. with the surveyor stamp.
I thought that there was a problem with Cortland on setting monuments.
No,
No.
none of them have been set yet.
None of them have been set yet,
For numerous reasons.
So,
because they bonded the road and the monuments. So we have cash collateral to make sure the monuments get set.
so you could sign off?
Right.
I see.
Not unusual when you're building a road, because if you set the front monument's gonna be destroyed with road construction anyway.
And the surveyor of record will sign off on them before they can get their deeds
And the bond.
and the release of the bond. So no, I do not go up there and check them. Someone else does that.
So either there's a bond, or the surveyor has certified that they've been set,
Yes.
and that's the status. Got it, thank you.
Although one town in particular called Mason makes the surveyor walk around the building inspector and say, there's a rebar. And you walk,
500 feet to the next one.
there's a rebar. Then you walk the whole way around the swamp. There's a rebar.
You must be getting paid by the hour.
Took 8 hours to show him how my monument at 5.5 lots. So I was gonna have to call the ambulance twice
For him or you?
Oh,
for him. That was 10 years ago. I was doing better.
sometimes I think Mason was one of those towns that everybody forgot about.
They got their own little funny plan.
It's like going to Windsor.
Mason's a cool little town,
It
actually.
is, yeah.
Got some good chickens up there.
Pa-
I make a motion to accept the February 28th minutes as
I have one little thing yet.
Oh,
amended. What do you got now?
First page, third line from the bottom, starts out, audience, comma, Jason Finney and a butter
Yes.
to the property was curious about instead of a certain part of the map, could we be more specific and say culvert shown on the plan?
But
And
it says that, about the certain part of the map that the culvert, that the applicant said was an existing culvert.
yeah, it does. Sounds weird to be a certain, I was
Oh.
curious about a certain part of the plan.
Got it.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
So instead say, curious about the existing culvert? Period.
Culvert shown on the plan. And the applicant, and that the applicant said was existing.
You could change part to detail. Certain detail on the map that the applicant said was an existing culvert.
I don't care.
I have a question. If
That's
Finney
easier,
says-
that's the easiest thing to do. Just change that word part
Okay,
and of to detail on.
sounds good.
If, explain how the two sentences make sense. Finney and a butter was curious about a certain detail of the map that he said was an existing culvert. Mr. Finney told the group that he is not aware of the culvert.
That the applicant said
Yeah,
it was
he's-
an existing culvert.
Yeah.
Mr. Finney's not the applicant.
But
The applicant said it was an existing culvert, and then Mr. Finney didn't think it was a culvert there. The applicant was gonna double check.
the applicant said, Mr. Blaisner, got it. Move to accept?
Yes, I did.
Second.
As amended.
As amended?
As amended.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
abstain. I wasn't here. I was enjoying the sun.
Thank you.
Holy moly.
I don't think you want to do that. MRI won't be happy.
No, you know who would be even more unhappy would be Wendy, because then she'd have to dig it all out and have to.
Might be in the trunk of my car.
A question, first a comment. On the last meeting on the Lowell Road subdivision, the surveyor is proposing to quit claim 25 feet from the center line to the town for a road.
Yes.
That was discussed. He
Yes.
didn't agree to that.
Yeah, it did.
Well, I mean, it wasn't formal.
No, it wasn't. It was all
The idea was
conceptual.
acceptable to him.
Yes. Is it acceptable to us?
Could you share why there's a thought?
The planning board can't take deeds, for one thing. The selectmen can,
Yeah, we can.
to accept it. I think it's a good idea. I was gonna bring it up for this year to, talk about that, but since he already did, I think we should all the time.
Doesn't
Well-
that have to be voted on by the selectmen to be accepted? They
Yeah.
can't just take it.
Yeah, no, they have to have.
No, they'd have to do the paperwork and bring it forth to us, and
But
then
we
we can
could,
decide
we
whether to
could
accept it.
condition the approval on the selectmen's acceptance.
Yeah,
As long as the selectmen want it.
yeah. I mean, that, and I understand that, you know, and with that discussion, it will cure a lot of ills as to where everything is.
On that particular case, most of the stone wall will then be in the town right away.
I
Yeah.
think
What's the consequence of that, Jack? Of the stone wall being in the town right of way?
the town has the right to wipe it out.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, a lot of stone walls are within the town right away in some places, depending on how the road's laid out. If you, depending on what it's deeded from the
But that
center
makes
line.
it clear, especially if it's on the plan, showing the lot lines are
Yeah.
behind the wall.
Yeah,
I think we should do it all the time, because I think a lot of the roads, the problem we have is because we can't get a good,
They can't get a good
can't
ditch.
get a good ditch in it.
Right.
yeah, look at, well, I mean, even some of the roads that are not class 5, I mean, you look at some of the class 6 roads, one in particular.
Well, I'm just gonna
East,
say,
East Shore,
Shady Hill was just redone, how many
Yeah,
years ago,
Shady
3 or 4
Hill.
years?
Yeah.
Right at the intersection, it's low, there's no ditch, it's falling apart already.
if you
Because
can't
water-
get it,
we can't get
you
the
can't get
water.
a ditch or culverts in, you can't.
Right.
I don't think we can put it in the subdivision of zoning regs, but I think we can work with the applicants to get it.
Yeah,
We can put it in the regs.
A condition of
We get,
dividing your property, you gotta give some of it away?
no, you gotta give an easement away.
That's the same thing.
Yep. Towns do it all the time.
No, wait,
I know towns
this
do,
was
but I
not
don't
an
think
easement, this was,
he was gonna
Oh,
deed
yeah,
it.
right, this is outright,
This is an outright deed.
We cannot ask, we cannot take land like that.
Which I've done
yeah.
a lot
Oh, yeah, every time.
on
I
the
know.
applicant's end too, because that's the time to do it, because it doesn't hinder him one way or the other. He's not the ultimate homeowner
Right.
that's gonna live there.
You ask for a road widening easement,
They'll give it,
25 feet from center line, you'll get it.
Right.
This is the property line's the same place, the setback line's the same place.
but I don't think we can demand it. I think we can work with them to get it.
Yeah, because then if you demand it, it's like eminent domain, it's like
Right,
you're doing it under
right.
eminent domain, but you can request that they do.
And you're not gonna get much pushback unless,
No. Especially if you
Except
configure,
we're needing it for health, public health and safety, then you got it.
Explain to me why this is a good idea.
Then we can widen the roads and actually get a ditch line in there in the roadways next time we rebuild them.
and most, I
which
would
is
say,
coming right up on that road.
So the effect of this is to create a whole series of wider roads in the town.
No,
No.
to get them all on 50-foot wide right of ways.
Not
The
wider
effect of
road,
which is, will
You
be
don't need me for this.
to have wider roads.
Thank you, Chip.
not wider roads.
See you all later.
right right away. You're not gonna have the road
Pavement
out there,
would be
but
the
you're
same.
gonna have a place to put
Pavement's
your
24
ditches.
feet. We're not gonna ask for, we're not gonna go wider than 24 feet.
Okay, I think I understand the distinction between wider pavement and ditches, but the effect of ditches is that
The bigger clearing through the woods.
it's a bigger
yeah.
clearing through the woods in a
Yes,
less
it is.
rural town. And that's contrary to what the master plan talks about.
Yeah, but it protects the road that's there.
No, I understand that. I'm not disputing that. I'm saying that there's another side to this.
Yes, there
And
is.
before,
It doesn't necessarily force us to cut down the trees and make the ditches though, but we have the opportunity to,
when opportunities exist, they will be taken advantage of.
sometimes.
Okay. Well, I don't think we should make a hard and fast policy at this time. I
I
think
think the
that's
first
something
road
we
we
need to
should
think
start on is
about.
Mount Dearborn.
You can't do that, that's a scenic road, sorry. I mean, you have to,
No,
you can
we
do
can
it, but you have to
still
have
do
your
it.
hearings.
Yeah, we could do it,
They
really.
gotta do the hearings to take a tree down.
Okay,
Anybody have anything on their agenda for next year that we should be looking at doing?
for next,
I think
Yeah,
on subdivision regs, after the cistern thing that came up last week, we might wanna look at that.
Look at NFPA, the NFPA regs, and try to bring it into line with whatever that
We could probably just wipe it right out and reference NFPA
Yeah,
regulations.
we'll do it that way.
I think
What-
we just
what
give it to fire,
effect does-
Board of
would that
Fire Wardens,
have?
say, here, fix this.
Well, yeah, like again, we had that discussion, which is the most stricter rule,
I don't know, I'm asking.
NFPA, according to what we've got written in there now.
And what would they require?
30,000 gallon tank,
That's, yeah,
For,
4 lots or more.
4 lots of them.
so 3 lots, nothing.
Right,
Yeah,
4 lots, the 4th lot triggers.
right.
Yeah.
And the triggering, instead of 15, the way we have it, is 30.
30,
yeah,
right.
go to NFPA standards.
And what happens if they change that to 60? Okay,
But NFPA, then that's what it changes to.
so do you want to leave
We
the
have to for insurance
decision-making to
purposes, yeah.
FPA?
We have to, otherwise we're gonna kill our insurance rating in town.
The other thing is these people are also building a house out there. If we let them go to a lesser standard, they may not get an insurance rating on their house,
Is it the town or the house, or both?
or both.
The-
You know, you're dealing
the
with a
whole
life
insurance rating
safety
business
issue.
is based on the town's meeting NFPA requirements.
I want to ask you about that, Jack. I spoke to my insurance agent, because my insurance keeps getting higher. And he said, this town has a rating, and I don't remember the number of X. And I said, well, what would we have to do to get it to be a
Build 3 more
better-
fire stations.
Hold on, to be a better,
We used to.
a better rating,
Yeah.
so that everybody's insurance would go down. Because if, in fact, our insurance rates would go
Hydrants.
down enough, it might pay for the improvements.
Hydrants,
Hydrants and the
That's
fire
a-
station's gotta be within 2 miles of every house.
pretty much.
Something like that.
We used to have that many fire stations in town at one time. But no, the biggest thing, the first thing they ask is, oh, you know, when you insure your house, what's the first thing insurance? And I have never seen one that hasn't. Where's the closest firehouse or where's the closest hydrant?
Yeah.
I've been asked, how far are you from the fire station?
Do you have any hydrants or dry hydrants or cisterns? You know, they'll ask that. An insurance agent will ask that when they're specking out the house. And
But I
they'll
thought
say,
it was the town that had a rating, not the individual house.
Oh, the houses do too. They give you
Well,
a
the town's
rating
got
on
a
what
rating. The
you're
town's
gonna
got a rating,
pay.
but then the insurance companies base your rate on that town's rating.
And they'll base it on what the nearest water source is.
So it's a combination of everything.
I got water right next to my property and the rates are still going up.
Put a pipe
You
in
need
there
to
so
put
they
a
could.
pipe in it.
Put a
then
pipe
you
in
need
it.
to
Make
get
a difference?
Then you need to get approved by
Yeah.
the fire department.
Yeah.
So let's say I put in a
Well-
standpipe, right?
Yeah, dry hydrant.
Dry hydrant.
And then you notify your insurance company, and I'll bet you they'll
You gotta
drop
get it,
it.
you gotta get it rated by the fire department to recognize it as a firefighting source.
I'll
and then you're-
find out,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
But is there, I had thought that if the town had so many ladder trucks and so many fire stations.
ladder truck
and-
we don't have.
No. But if the town did have that.
Yeah, if you have
that
so many, they
changed
base it
our
on,
rating.
that does, it bases it on that.
Is it possible for you guys to look into what it would take for us to improve the town's rating and what it would cost? And how much of a saving there would be for all the guys in town who have property insurance? I mean, it may make sense.
Every homeowner should have property insurance, you would think.
They would, but it
Should.
it might make sense to do something like that. I mean, the economics might be in all of our
I'll have to
favor.
look at it and see
Yeah, but
what,
you gotta save a couple $100 a year. Insurance at the most, I mean, it's.
And if my taxes went up $100 and I saved 300, that's not a bad deal.
No, I know.
Speaking of the NFPA, it used to be that I have not done the calculation lately with the new NFPA, but it used to be there was a volume calculation for the house
Yep.
that determined the size of the cistern,
Cisterns?
Yeah.
and you had to have a huge house to get 30,000 gallons.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You'd have to have someplace like the White House.
That's like, yes, that's where our 15,000 came from.
Yeah.
Right.
The
But then
15,000
the
is
fifth-
probably gonna work.
But this
Well,
is
yeah,
for
but
a
NFPA
four
doesn't recognize
lots.
15,000 gallon tanks as a firefighting supply. They gotta have at least a 30-minute supply or something. That's why the 30,000 gallon.
Yeah, it's gotta be so much of a supply.
It's a 30-minute supply rule, and that's where the town of Weare did that because they were getting pushback from developers and nobody was putting them in. They were finding every excuse in the book not to put them in. So they figured to lower it to 15,000 for smaller subdivisions in hopes that they'd get some of those put in.
I was gonna say, the one I did in Wyndham just had to have a 30,000 gallon cistern
But you talk to,
for 4 houses.
What does 30,000 gallon cistern cost?
Well,
About
it's funny you
$2
should bring
a
that
gallon.
up. I was talking to three concrete precasters. They're all sit booths right up next to each other the other day. And
$2 a
it-
gallon.
It
Let's
seems
see.
like the lowest price around was Lamar down in Greenville. They were about $45,000 for the tank, in place, set up, no hole.
Oh, wow.
I think Mitchie was,
No
I know
plumbing.
before
No,
Mitchie
that
was
includes the
about,
plumbing.
was about 52,000, I think, at one point.
Yeah, Pepin was 55, I think Mickey's around 55.
They were about
And that's
52.
set in your hole.
They come in with a crane, they set it,
It's everything but the hole.
And they'll either, and if they don't have it, they'll precast it either round, square, or, you know, or.
Roughly how big is that?
Oh, geez, I did the hole for one that's, one of them they did, it was over in Hillsborough. Was it Hillsborough? Hillsborough. No, yeah, it was.
It's essentially a box culvert with two end caps on it.
Yeah, with a
But how-
cover.
what
It's
are
like a
the
big
dimensions?
septic tank is what it boils down to, like a
But what are
big.
the dimensions?
All depends, they do different dimensions,
This
they
one was
kind of dimension them for what will fit
20.
on your site. They're 8 feet
Well,
tall
the
inside.
one in Cortland's gonna be 4 7,500-gallon tanks together.
Yeah, they're doing multiple tanks.
They can do multiple tanks. It doesn't have to be just one size tank. They could put them,
So how big's a 7,500-gallon tank, roughly?
But that takes
okay.
more. that
Well,
takes
okay,
space than
say a
single tank.
3,000
Space
gallon
between
tank for a septic system is what? 6 by,
them. 8 by 12 is a
By
1,500, so
yeah. I was gonna say.
they're a little taller. When you go bigger, they get taller.
6 foot high by 12 feet long by 8 feet wide, something like that.
No. Our 1,000 gallon is about 6 by 4 by 8. 6 deep,
Yeah,
4
for
wide,
1,000.
8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I've done them for 16 feet long and 8 feet wide and 6 feet high.
That's a lot of money. So 4 lots, that's 12 grand a lot.
But it's gotta be
Yeah.
of a certain, the tank, you know, it's gotta be of a certain design, it's gotta pass certain
No,
tests.
no, I
to be
understand
approved.
that, but
Oh,
all
yeah.
of these things are increasing the price of housing.
That's $12,000
Oh, can you
a lot right
imagine,
there.
can you imagine what it was a while ago? They said that any new construction in houses that they have sprinklers in them.
We stopped that.
Yeah, now it has to be multifamily or commercial or so forth. But yeah, I mean, that was a standard. I mean, in this state, I mean, if you don't have a city water supply, you know, it'll go
That's-
off, and then when the power goes out, that's the end of it.
That's the other part of the discussion on the cisterns.
Is,
There are some towns, like you're bringing up, $12,000 a lot for a full lot subdivision. For a 2,500 square foot house, sprinkler system is half of that.
Half the cost.
really?
Yes.
Well, it's expensive.
So
What does the sprinkler system do for water?
there's a little prepackaged thing in the basement
Yeah,
with a tank.
How many gallons?
I think all depends on the size of the house, from 300 to 500.
and it has to.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's all, and it's not to put the fire out. All it is to let you get out of there
It's a-
without getting
it's
singed.
the whole NFPA thing is life safety. It's not to save the building, it's to let the people get out alive.
The people get out alive.
And you're dumping 300 gallons of water in one room. not-
Immediately.
Not all over the house.
The
Yeah,
whole
that
house
thing-
isn't burning at that point.
Okay, you're
That
not waiting for a fire truck to get there.
Yeah, it goes off so you can get out. That's basically what it does. It gives you a big shower.
So then there would be no insurance reduction as a result of that?
There is a
Since the
insurance
house
reduction.
burns.
There's a insurance reduction on sprinklers because the sprinkler system in the house does a lot less damage than a fire truck wetting the whole house.
Yeah. So it may, you know, suppress the fire if it's a small one. You know, for instance, if it was the guy that was laying on the couch smoking and the couch went up with him on it and the thing would, boom, done.
If the Christmas tree
He would-
goes up,
he-
I
he
don't
would
know
drown.
what put it
The guy
out.
would drown. The guy would drown.
You know,
Okay.
But some towns have, like, New Boston has it figured out where on smaller subdivisions like that, the people are putting sprinkler systems in, they're not doing cisterns.
I pre-did, years ago in the 80s, I pre-did my house for it. I had it all hidden up in the ceiling and stuff, sprinkler. And the only reason I did it wasn't required, is because I had the equipment to do it. A friend of mine that did plumbing ripped it out of a building, and he said, well, we could always put that in there, and I hooked it into the well. So if nothing else, as long as the power didn't go out, it would pump right off of the well. And once the electricity went out, then, okay, so what? We're out of the house.
But those setups in the basement, they're pretty much a prepackaged thing.
Yeah,
They bring
now
it
they
in
go-
on a pallet and set it in place.
What do you do for pipes?
It's all
Pex and
plastic.
stuff? All plastic?
Oh, PEX, I did copper. At the
And-
time, that's all you had.
Right.
Yeah,
Like I said, I had
it's
all
all,
the
it's
spring.
actually fire, it's orange PEX, it's fireproof.
Yeah.
PEX, fire rated PEX,
It's, yeah, heat,
heat PEX or something they call it.
yeah,
Okay. Move to adjourn.
second.
Okay.
You don't even want to call for a vote?
All in favor?
Aye.